Hello and a warm welcome back to the TNC Podcast. Reasons to be excited if you're a Norwich fan. We've finally got a point on the board. Chris, good to see you.
We're not pointless anymore. We're not pointless anymore.
Has anyone ever
Get in
been
there.
as excited about picking a point up at Turf Moor before?
This tea's gone cold.
Is it? Is it not Laken's in yours?
What a start. What was the question, sorry? What a start.
Has a group of supporters / club ever been as excited about a point at Turf Moor before?
It's the most excited about a point I've ever been in my life. Let us know in the comment section if you're feeling the same way. I wouldn't say it got me going.
No.
But
I was close. Mate, after Kabak went on that little Pele run.
Yeah, I know, but...
He's old and he's old and he's old and Kabak. He's old and he's old and he's old and Kabak. You've got to, just really embrace them little moments.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth, haven't you?
Yeah.
That didn't really make sense in that.
Got to take No, I get it. I get where you're coming from.
You've got to take what you can get right now, which is an Ozan Kabak run.
Yes.
Because that's what we got against Burnley.
Yes. Let's. It's been a couple of weeks since we've sat down. It's been a busy couple of weeks for both of us.
You buggered off to Paris.
Yeah. I went on a little scouting mission, see if I could find any more Les Malous.
See if you can get Messi back to Carrow Road where he belongs.
Yeah. Should we go all the way back to Everton, or should we just forget that even happened?
Two individual errors. It's just classic, isn't it? That's all to be said, isn't it?
Okay, so
Everton was a better performance, but ultimately, we cocked it up again.
Let's start proceedings from Burnley then, because it's the international break and we haven't got loads to talk about. So let's really long this out.
We'll find stuff.
Let's
Jack.
try and find some positives. Let's start with a man who brings me great joy, and that's Mattias Norman.
Yeah.
He's been the standout player so far, hasn't he?
He really does get me going.
He does get you going.
Yeah, genuinely.
Hair or everything?
Everything about him.
Nice.
Do you know what I love about Mattias? The fact that he doesn't take shit from anyone.
Yeah.
Not even his own players. I bet you, I'll put a bet on it.
Okay.
By the end of the season, he would have started a fight in the changing room.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
You perform. If not, you're going to be answering to Mattias.
Right.
Well, if Daniel Farke's not kicking off behind the scenes, let's be honest. I doubt Daniel Farke's kicking off behind the scenes when things don't go away. So it's good to have that fighter. Well, you know me, I love a bit of passion, Jack, and he's got it in bucketfuls.
You say that Daniel Farke doesn't kick off, but
he did, didn't he?
God, he got feisty about Christos Jolis.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't annoy a Greek.
What does that mean?
Well, Greeks, I think Jolis has got a bit of bite about him.
Okay, fair enough. But Mattias Norman, great. Let's actually start to be serious now. Mattias Norman,
I was being serious.
Definitely our player of the season so far.
Okay.
The only
very low standards.
I know, agreed. But for me, when he is at that sort of 9 or 10 out of 10 performance level, which I believe he'll get to on a consistent basis this season, I think we've given ourselves a good shot. I think we've given ourselves a good chance. And
of what?
Look, in terms of replacing Skip, I'm not sure we could have done much more than sign Mattias Norman.
Okay.
And I think he just provides that aggression that we need. And I know I take the mick out of passion, but he does provide that, and he really does alleviate the pressure from the defenders, and surprisingly, I don't know what you think about this, Jack. The boy likes a shot on goal, doesn't he?
Yeah. Equally, that brings me huge excitement and also slight terror, because he's the only person troubling the opposition goalkeeper at the moment.
Yeah, it's a worry, isn't it, that he's the man that's doing that.
Let's break Burnley down into two sections here. Let's start with the positive.
What, the first half 0-0 or the second half 0-0?
Let's start with the positive, because I'm in a good mood today.
Wow.
The defence looked much better.
I'm delighted to hear
Yeah.
that.
What, about the defence?
No, just the fact that you're quite impressed for once, you know? You've been a bit negative in recent weeks, Jack. So
Chris, rightly so.
You know, being a bit overly critical, I'd say.
You can't be positive about 6 straight Premier League defeats.
I know. And can we just say, I've got to say this at the start, public service announcement for all of the lovely subscribers. You're allowed to criticise the club. You're allowed to criticise. You're allowed to do that. You know, but at the same time, if you want to be positive and try and find the positives, that's okay. It's going to be a long season, Jack.
All I would say, if you are trying to find the positives, certainly in the early stage of the season, you will be looking for a long while.
No. But the point is that there's already a bit of a divide. Well, there is a divide between happy clappers and not proper fans, and it just does my head in. Like, you're allowed to say what you want. Like, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to be in one end or the other. Anyway,
Defence.
Grant Hanley.
Best performance of his season.
I'll be honest. We did a TNC Twitter space that week before the Burnley game, and I called for Grant Hanley to be dropped.
Yes.
I'll hold my hands up to it. I'll admit. I thought, you know what? Big Andy alongside Ben Gibson, The Rock, get Ozan in there as well. I liked the look of that. You know what? Hanley, back to his best against Burnley. Not just stats, just how he looked as well. Not in terms of his physical appearance, but you know, like sometimes when you watch a player as a fan, you don't really appreciate their stats as such. But it just looked like he just looked much more in control. He looked more confident. You can't read that on a statistic.
I think I read off NCFC numbers. It was the most individual headed clearances of like any Norwich player in the last 5 seasons or something.
I'm not surprised.
That was his type of game, though, wasn't it?
Correct.
A lot of the play was in the air.
Correct.
And he's fine in them situations.
Perfect.
It's when it's knocked about on the floor, he struggles slightly.
I think, ultimately though, and to be maybe gone to your side of the fence and be a bit critical, we did play the worst side we've come up against this season. Burnley offered absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, they were poor.
They were really poor.
Yeah.
They were really, really poor, and they didn't really hurt us in the way that other teams have hurt us.
Well, they had no quality going forwards, did they?
I know, but most teams have been hurting us out in those wide positions, haven't they? We've been bombing forwards, they've been going up wide, getting us crosses into box, deflections, or, quite frankly, excellent deliveries with creating those space and movements from the forward line. But yeah, no, look, we defended really well as a unit, Jack. I was happy with the boys. I was really, really pleased for Ben Gibson.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Ozan's run, that was obviously a highlight, but away from the run, he's hit his stride now. That was the game that got him into the Norwich City mix, and now I feel like he's a real sturdy, strong player that will be on the team sheet every week for sure. Does
Daniel Farke know his strongest formation yet?
Doesn't know. No.
What
in my opinion? What do you think? Do you think he knows? He's chopped it and changed it.
Yeah. Well, I think he's probably liking the look of the 5 at the back. I still don't know why are we not playing 4-2-3-1. It's what's brought us success all of the time under Daniel Farke. It feels as if we've got the players for it. The thing that really frustrated me against Burnley, and I tweeted it, you've probably seen it, like we have our best players arguably in the squad are wingers, and we're not playing wingers.
That is a topic that I really wanted to talk about on this podcast, Jack, actually.
Well, now's the time.
Yeah. And let us know in the comment section what you think about this. Mila Rashica, Zolis.
Yeah.
We signed them. They're record signings. It speaks bad volume, if that makes sense, that we've had to revert to this system purely to just shut the door.
Yes.
To not play our new exciting signings that are going to make the difference in games. Like, that's how bad we were. That's how bad we looked and we were performing. So it's a big worry that we've had those players on the bench. We've got to get back to getting those players starting again, because if not, we're not going to hurt teams this season. As it stands, with Josh and Timu, as much as I really wanted that partnership to work, I think I'm maybe being a bit too optimistic.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
If I'm really honest. I just think
it doesn't play to Timu's strengths.
We need Zolis and Milo. Like, we've signed them for that reason. I mean,
Yeah.
Kieran Scott is currently sitting somewhere in Middlesbrough with a cigar, laughing, into a glass of whiskey, thinking, what the hell is going on at Norwich City? I've signed these incredible players, and they're not even playing.
Yeah. it does feel like before it felt like whenever Daniel needed a player, we got that player and he was played and he benefited. It's felt slightly disconnected this time. Like the signings doesn't quite align with what Daniel his vision must be. The other thing that not worried me, because I think I was probably more positive about that result against Burnley than most. I think a lot of people were saying if we can't go to Burnley and win, then we've got no chance. I disagree with that. Burnley have played relatively well this season. I think they'd scored in 21 consecutive home games.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're a good Premier League side in terms of grinding out results.
Okay.
I think we caught them on a bad day. My worry was the fact 60 minutes has gone. I think both of their wing-backs were on bookings. The game was there. The game felt like it was there to be taken. And we've got Christos Jolis and Milo Rashica on the bench. Unleash them. Let them run at them. But I just felt like it was a slight bit of...
Scared, worried.
Yeah.
So worried about losing the game.
Exactly
worried about losing the game. But to be fair, if I was Daniel Farke, I would be worried about losing the game. By the way, I'm not pinning it all on Daniel, by the way. I think the players, the team, our club, we just needed a result.
Yeah.
However, you would put it, and by the way, if this is our shoulda bucket, it's filling up. And it's filling up fast. There's a lot of shouldas this season. A lot. Watford at home had to get a result, didn't.
Leicester's the
Leicester.
one.
You know,
that's the one I look at and think,
and by the way,
Leicester have been poor this season.
Exactly. There for the taking. Should have got a result. Arsenal away. I know they dominated possession, but it was a fluky, it was a dodgy goal. Like there was like 55,000 rebounds before when it was ridiculous. Yeah, should have got a result. Burnley should have got a result. But by the way, this isn't me moaning. Actually, this is actually quite good.
How are you going to flip this?
We're not too far off the mark in any of those games. In terms of turning them into wins.
Okay.
And to turn those into wins, we needed our signings to be.
We need to defend better, attack better.
No. I just think, Jack, actually, that we are close to making it click.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had enough of a break from watching them live. No, I'm joking. I do think we're close to making it click.
I would agree with you about that. I think my concern at the moment is it feels as if we're doing a lot of experimenting, and experimenting in the Premier League isn't the place to be experimenting.
We did up to the Arsenal game and then Everton and the Burnley. I think this is going to be our shape now for a while.
Do you?
I do. I don't see Daniel Farke.
Well, that concerns me in terms of creating chances.
Yes.
Michael Bailey wrote a really interesting piece on The Athletic a couple of weeks ago. It's not the shots that are the issue. I think he wrote it pre-Everton or post-Everton, and we'd had 60 shots, which was more than Brentford in the league, like more than a lot of teams in the Premier League, and we'd scored one goal from open play, Pookie's against Watford. The issue is the shots are like coming from Mattias Norman 40 yards out. They're not coming in...
Against Burnley, we only had like 2 shots though, didn't we?
Yeah, but so up to that point, playing the formation prior to 5 at the back,
right.
we were having shots, but not of high quality.
Okay, but that's...
Wow.
But we're creating chances. And
yeah, but not good chances.
I know. But and by the way, Michael Bailey, obviously a much higher calibre of journalist than we're attempting to be. If he's making those noises, I'm naturally going to agree with him. But Hux was saying it as well. Hux said after the game, we need to create more chances. He was tweeting it, right? So
and chances that Pookie likes, because
correct.
Balls being whipped in to head. I think Pookie scored 1 header in his Norwich career.
If he's going to stick with Pookie, Jack, we need to change the chances that we're creating.
Yes.
Don't we?
Which I guess raises another question. This is such a complex kind of discussion. I'm just going to pose this question in a very basic manner. What have you made of Josh Sargent?
I think it's too early to judge Josh. I really do believe that.
I'm not saying judge it, I'm just saying initial thoughts.
Okay, my initial thoughts are we've not given him enough of the ball at his feet for him to do what he does best, which is run at defenders.
Okay.
We've not done that yet at all. I'm very impressed with him aerially, which sounds a bit weird, but I am. I like his physicality. I think he's got the right toolkit. I do. I just think we're trying to shove a square peg in a round hole with Josh. Ultimately, I do believe that it's either going to be him or Pookie up top. And that's obviously for Daniel Farke to decide.
because the way that Josh Sargent really impresses me, like work ethic, incredible.
Yeah.
I'd agree, aerially looks quite good. I don't think he looks a finisher like Pukki. I think they're very different players.
But he's only had one good chance, Jack.
But just the kind of positions he gets in, when you've just got that feeling. So what I'm saying here, I don't think Pukki necessarily works with out-and-out wingers like a Jolis and a Rashica. I think he likes players like Buendia threading him off the shoulder.
He only likes Emmy.
Basically. I think Josh could work with the wingers. Balls being crossed into the box.
Agreed.
Winning headers, knocking them down.
Yeah, agreed.
I really want to see 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Norman next to either McLean or Leymelu.
Yeah.
I'm really, and this really frustrates me. I'm struggling to find Gilmore's ideal position at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Tackling that. Cantwell in the 10.
Yeah.
Jolis on the left. Rashica on the right.
Yeah.
Sargent up top. Give me that. If it doesn't work, fine. But I want to see it.
Cantwell, by the way, Cantwell coming back is going to be a big lift.
I think that people have just forgotten how good he is.
But you know what? This is going to sound a bit strange. Maybe this is a good thing for people to actually truly appreciate just how good Todd is.
Yeah.
With the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
Dragging defenders out of position.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Dragging defenders out of position for Timu to make his runs.
Yeah.
And then if you put in those winger boys either end,
getting excited now.
That gets me going.
Gilmore's an interesting one, isn't it? Because
I don't know about Billy, and I feel I think Billy. I'm still so excited. I'm still so pleased we signed him. But again, in this current system, it ain't gonna work. That's not because of Billy not being good enough. Billy is a top talent, and he's going to the top. And I love watching him play football.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think we can play this formation with Billy to get the best out of him.
Well, I tweet. It was the Liverpool Cup game that we got beat in, and I tweeted. I was like, Gilmore man of the match so far after 40 minutes. And I got a lot of people saying what game are you watching? You're watching the same game as me, etc., etc. I think where I was coming from.
It's not like you upsetting fans on Twitter.
I think where I was coming from, when he was on the ball, you can just tell he's levels above.
Yeah.
His technical ability is clear.
Yeah.
He he ran the show in the Euros, gets in the Chelsea side. But I would agree with people, it feels a bit luxury when you're fighting it out and you're just grinding it out.
Do you think he can play alongside Norman?
I don't know.
I don't think. I think you're leaning towards no.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know.
That's fine.
Have we
Let us
seen
know in
him
the comment section. Where do you want to see Billy? Because we want to see Billy, don't we? Of course we want to see Billy.
We're both agreeing that Norman's probably first name on the team sheet at the moment. Who plays next to him if we're playing a 2?
I don't know, mate.
McLean or Leymelu? Is McLean good enough for the Prem?
Look, I think Kenny's had a hard time this season, but that's because of the unit. I don't think that is. And by the way, Kenny doesn't need me saying this, right? He'll know that it was his error that led to Everton's second goal.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think he's had, similarly to Grant Hanley perhaps, actually, maybe a bit too much criticism. I think he is the type of player that's going to do the dirty work, but then maybe arguably that is Norman. I don't think Kenny's maybe getting high enough up the pitch at the moment, potentially. He did that in the Championship because, of course, you get more space and time, and you can do that. I really like what Pierre Lees-Malou brings. I really thought he played really well against Everton. Some people really disagree with that, but I really liked a particular run from him, edge of the box, quick feet, gets past 2 players and gets across into the box. That is what we need. I'm not sure. I think it's that sort of flair, that extra special bit of magic and creativity that can tip it in the Premier League. You don't just need a workhorse. It depends on the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, one last player before we move on to upcoming fixtures that I really want to mention, Dimitri Yanoulis, who I thought was excellent against Burnley. Defensively really sound.
Yeah.
Created some real issues for Burnley going forwards. just feels slightly more mature, and rightly so, than Brandon Williams. I think Brandon Williams is an excellent player. He's dogged. There's a real tenacious kind of flair about that man.
Yeah.
But Giannoulis just looks constantly calm, always in position, and then going forwards is a threat.
I kind of thought this when we brought in Brandon, as people know. I'm still thinking to myself, I'm not quite sure. I've not got a strong enough why there. Because Giannoulis will play in our system better, particularly with Zolis, obviously, because of the chemistry there. Brandon's made a couple of big mistakes this season. I really like Brandon. He works hard, as you say. He's a fighter. He's aggressive, and I love that. You know that I like that. Been quite out of position a couple of times.
Yes.
And that's of course what we were told when Brandon signed from the Manchester United fan. You know that Brandon's weakness is his positioning.
Yeah.
I think Dimitri Giannoulis, once he's warmed up to the Premier League, I think he'll be a mainstay. And I think he'll get. Do you know what I'm worried about, Jack? And maybe.
Don't give me another worry.
People in the comment section maybe need to just tell me to shut up, right?
I can do that if you want.
You do it too much. I listen to other people. I worry that if we're cocking around with the formation and the players all the time, we're going to have some people saying, I'm out in January. And one of those players that could easily move to a top club in Europe is Giannoulis.
Right.
We know Roma have been in for him last summer. Jose wanted him this summer, So I worry that if we're bringing him out and in and out and in and out, he's going to be thinking, screw this.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm going to start for Roma every week. I don't know. Look, maybe I'm being a bit sceptical.
No.
But to go back to your point, Giannoulis, fantastic against Burnley. So happy with his performance. So excited to continue seeing him there. And I think he's the right man to start against Brighton.
Okay. Well, let's have a quick look at the upcoming fixtures. We're going to be discussing what's gone on at Watford in a bit, because that's really intriguing. I've just mentioned them now because they've now got a really tough run of fixtures. Ours gets slightly easier now. So Brighton at home,
Hang on,
next game.
You're saying it gets easier? Okay, right.
Slightly.
Let's challenge you on this.
Well, easier from what we've started with.
Brighton, one of the most informed teams in the Premier League this season.
Chelsea away.
But they're up for the title, right? Okay.
Leeds at home. They've been shite this season. I'm not having you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Brentford.
But it's still got more points.
You
than
hate
us.
Brentford, Tim Pot.
Fucking Brentford. I'm so.
Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle. Chris, that does get easier.
Southampton, Wolves, and Newcastle.
9 points.
Oh, I want
Has
them.
to be 9
I
points.
want them. I want them. It's not going to be easy, but I want them.
Does Brentford this season just give you serious Sheffield United vibes from the previous season?
I really don't want.
Just bloody annoying.
I don't even want them to have that success. I'm so jealous of Brentford right now. I have to hold my hands up. I'm watching Brentford and I'm going, wow.
It makes what's going on with us slightly tougher to take.
Do you remember last season when we were on the watch-alongs? You know, getting pissed. We won 1-0, didn't we? It was absolutely glorious.
Remember that little Argentine who scored for us?
Who's he? Don't know. And
Gutierrez.
Tony then went out in the press saying, "Oh, I don't know what you're on about. We're still going to win the league and all this nonsense." Anyway, Brentford. You know what? Fair play, fair blooming play. And do you know what it is, Jack? It's confidence, no fear football, but also fair play to Frank, because he's made that magic sub in the last 2 games, and I've forgotten his name, and I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Bueno? No?
Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, He's made that sub and he's scored in the last 2 games. Tactically there, confidence is there. They've got an attacker where they're playing a system that suits him. And defensively, and a lot of people wrote Azure off.
Christopher Ayer,
Azure, whatever his name is. He was our number 1 target, I've been told.
Yes.
From a source inside the football club.
Yes.
We missed out on him.
Yes.
To Brentford.
Yes.
And now look at Brentford defensively.
It feels as if, you remember when we came up under like Lambert, there was that kind of beautiful naivety about the way Norwich played.
Brentford just don't care.
Brentford have got that now. They're not overthinking it.
No. Not at all.
I feel like Norwich are overthinking
Well,
it.
look at them against Liverpool.
Yeah.
All guns blazing.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You make a Lambert reference. Perfect, because I agree. It's you score 1, we'll score 2 more.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll hold my hands up. Fair play. I still think you're tin pot, but fair play.
Brighton, Chelsea, Leeds, Brentford, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle. What do Norwich City need to do to pick up an amount of points come December when we play Newcastle at home to give us a respectable chance at Christmas of survival?
10 points.
No, I'm saying what do we need to do? What, 10 points out of all them games? We need more than that, mate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, and you want 10 points.
Tell me how we're going to get more than 10 points from those games.
Beat Newcastle, beat Wolves, beat Southampton. That's 9. We beat Leeds. That's 12.
You think we'll beat Leeds?
Point against Brentford.
Bielsa
that's 13.
rocks up a Carrow Road. Rafinha. You really think
we'll
we can
get
beat
a point
Leeds?
against Brighton, and we'll lose to Chelsea. That's 14 points, I think.
I think that would be lovely.
9, 12, 14.
I would.
Where's your positivity? Constant negativity from you all season.
I would take 10 points now, and that gives us a chance because the teams around us are also absolutely shite.
That's a good point.
So take 10.
Yeah.
14 is glorious.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe Chelsea are going to be the big team we beat this season away from home.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more chance of me turning into Father Christmas, but. Look, October and November, I'm saying it now.
Big months.
Will make or break our season. If we go into December with bugger all on the board, HMS Pistol League is quite frankly turning into
it's got holes in it.
A submarine.
And not a good one.
A submarine that's sinking.
Did you watch Vigil?
Yeah, class by the way. That's why I thought submarine.
Yeah, like a Vigil, like just carnage on the submarine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Watford.
Yes. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Well,
I think there's
to be expected.
Yes, but I think it raises a bigger question here. As you can tell, it's the international break. We need content to talk about. There's been a lot wrote about how Watford operate and the contrast to Watford at Norwich City.
Yeah.
We believe in Farker. Yeah. We say, basically, whatever happens, you'll still be our manager. He's taken us on relegations, promotions. He's still our man. He's now one of the longest-serving managers in the Premier League. Watford, sack managers even when it's going well.
Yeah.
Bring managers in.
Get that new manager bounce. Survive.
Sack again.
Yeah. But how much does it cost to sack up? How much do you get for surviving the Premier League?
A lot.
Yeah, okay. And then how much does it cost to sack a manager?
Well,
not as much.
Yes.
So therefore,
that's insight.
So therefore, although morally the model is wrong, morally.
Yeah. Well, it raises the question, doesn't it? What would you rather? And I think a lot of people get kind of.
Oh no!
I think a lot of people.
I think you're going to fall down a big hole here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get you out of it.
I think a lot of people look at Watford as not being successful over the last decade.
Right.
They've been incredibly successful. They survived in the Premier League for 5 seasons. They've got to an FA Cup final, multiple championship promotions.
So they should with the money they've got, Jack.
Yeah, but they're not a massive club in the grand scheme of things. No, but I think people are saying, like, they're sacking managers and it's not working. It is working.
Do you know the thing that would upset me as a Watford fan is there's a real lack of affiliation with... They can never really buy into a manager's philosophy.
But is that what you want?
I think it makes you... I think it makes it better for fans. I think if you... For example, Chris Wilder at Sheffield United, they loved Chris Wilder.
Yeah.
And that helped massively.
But that took them down.
Mate, no, I mean on their way up.
Yeah, okay.
And I think having that connection with your manager is good. I mean, us in the Championship, the first time, we all absolutely fell in love with Daniel Farke.
I just think it's a really interesting argument, and particularly with Norwich at the moment, because it's very unlikely that Daniel Farke gets sacked this season.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what do you want from your football club? Do you want on-pitch success, which we'll see if it works for Watford this season? I suspect it will with Claudio Ranieri. Or do you want this long-term vision that maybe isn't as successful? Now, I'm jumping ahead slightly here. I just thought it was a really interesting discussion. I don't know if...
I think what you're trying to say is it worth chopping more often?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section.
And the other thing that frustrates me, let me quickly get this off my chest.
Yeah, you go on.
I don't know why neutrals, aka Norwich fans or anyone, care what Watford are doing. As in, like, why are they criticising Watford for doing it? It was the same when we sacked Chris Hughton. Why do you care that we've sacked Chris Hughton? We're doing things in our way.
Because it's football, isn't it? People get involved in each other's clubs. It's
yeah.
just what happens, isn't
it's
it?
just like this.
It's weird.
Fans trying to have this moral superiority that we don't sack as often. Who cares?
But if you don't
it's
sack as
working
often
for them.
But yeah, and if you don't sack as often and you're shy, then
you've got no leg to stand
then
on.
Exactly. It's like that team down the road that I promised not to talk about.
Stonemarket.
I have absolutely no idea. If I would be utterly ashamed, and I would be utterly disgraced, and I would never criticise us because of where they are. I would just be way too embarrassed. I'd never tweet again until we're on the same level. I really wouldn't. Anyway, so my point is, a similar vibe with. Look, at the end of the day, it's morally, it's not cool.
Yeah.
But they'll survive.
Do you think they will?
They will survive. Ranieri, he'll get the fans on board. Look what he did at Leicester. With a team that was obviously very good as a team. Watford have got some top players.
Yeah.
Watford have got some top players.
Saar, Dennis.
They have ripped the soul out of the club though. They've sold Deeney. They've sold a lot of their mainstays. I think Hughes left as well. I'm right in saying from my interview with Adam Leventhal. But look, Watford will be in and around the relegation zone all season. But ultimately, I think they'll survive.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago? They looked really good at Carrow Road. We looked poor, but I thought they looked good.
You just said they looked really good. They didn't look really good.
Compared to us, they looked really good.
But come on. We looked like Poor England Wanderers under 12s when they came to Carrow Road.
That's very true. Mike, I'm going to Twitter.
Okay.
Mike. Hi, Mike. Good profile picture.
Go on, let's see it. Oh, what a solid chap. What's he drinking?
I think it might be a gin and tonic.
Yeah, looks like
I can't get on board with gin.
Zero interest. I think if you see me with a gin, you know I'm in trouble. You know I've had way too much.
Yeah, that there's nothing else at the bar. Did you get on your...
When have you ever been to a bar when there's been not enough? What?
Well, there's just
bars are you? Oh, it is Yarmouth.
Or if any... but we've drunk
Yarmouth.
it dry.
Yeah. Depends if you're at Lakens or not. Anyway.
Mike.
Yeah, go
With
on.
how the season's going, do you think we should be looking to replace Daniel Farker? If we did, who would you like to see take charge?
Oh, God. So just on this note, there's actually that question. It's good timing, right? Because we're talking about chopping and changing managers.
Yeah.
It's way too... I'm going to get hate for this. It's very easy for me, like some other people, to be Twitter tapping merchants and say things that make people happy all the time. But the brutal truth is, in my opinion, which I'm on this show to do, Daniel Farker should not be sacked. It's way too soon to sack Daniel Farker. We have now got some very winnable games coming up.
Yeah.
We've had such a tough start. I know people will be screaming and shouting at their YouTube channels now, but mate, we've got to give Daniel Farker a fair shot to put things right.
Okay.
The worry, of course, is that it looks like he's not learned from the mistakes of last time, as per the Watford at home result where they bullied us, just like they bullied us last time we were in the Premier League. That's what makes you worry, and understandably so. But to answer that question, it's way too soon to be talking about sacking the manager. I think you've got to give Daniel Farker at least October and November to see what he can do in winnable games with his team that he's pulled together. A decent team. He's got all the tools. We've said that. We're all in agreement here, aren't we, Jack? That he's got the players to do it, and I think he'll have a good chance once we've got these next 2 months underway.
So let's just answer the other bit of Mike's question, and I'll rephrase this for you. Daniel Farker walks tomorrow. He's going, I hate Norwich. I want to get out. I want to go back to Germany. Who comes in?
By the way, first of all, he's never ever going to do that, is he?
I don't know. He might do.
He's never going to do that.
Borussia Dortmund come in.
He's never.
Come on, Daniel.
Nah, I can't see him walking.
Just answer the question.
Anyway, this is what I struggle with, because people are saying sack Daniel Farker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, who are you going to bring in? And some people are saying Allardyce. Some people are saying Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
And some people and there'll be people that agree with that now. Mate, Eddie Howe is an absolute joke.
Is he?
He is an absolute joke.
Why?
I would be distraught if he became the manager of Norwich City Football Club.
Really?
I'd be distraught.
Why?
Because it all works at plucky little Bournemouth, doesn't it? Yeah, where he gets his back tickled every other night by the chief exec and gets told how lovely and amazing he is and gets absolutely tons of money to literally just to throw at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter because you keep getting money. You keep getting more Russian money over and over again. And what did he do at Burnley?
I don't know.
He was abysmal. He was absolutely abysmal. And people think that Eddie Howe is the answer. It's ridiculous. Mate, honestly. Do you know what, though?
I love how irrational your hate is.
Do you know what, though?
Eddie Howe.
If Ranieri was available...
Well, he's not. I'm gonna throw a name in the hat that you are gonna absolutely despise.
Where are you going? If you say Chris Hughton, literally, I'm gonna smash the camera in.
Not Chris Hughton. And this idea that I've had isn't a good one.
Oh no!
But it does bring me the thought of poetic chaos for a few weeks.
Oh, what are you gonna say?
And I'm going to somewhere that Chris Reeve really isn't gonna like.
What are you gonna say? Are we gonna fall out over this?
Yes. Chris Wilder. Chris Wilder, I think, could make Norwich nasty.
Chris Wilder, with the players that we've got, are you having a bubble bath?
Just for a couple of games.
We're going to end up playing a fucking... What's the formation going to be then? 9-1. Obviously, with...
Granted, his last Premier League spell was terrible.
You have absolutely... You're off your rocket. How many Lakers... I know you're wearing the Lakers t-shirt today. By the way, available if you click on the link in our YouTube description. Great t-shirt.
Yeah.
You've had way too many Lakers. That's a joke.
Right.
Look, he's that Brexit manager. Yes, you'd have a bit of a bounce for a bit.
Yeah.
But he's so
He
random.
could make it us against them.
Mate, talking about square pegs and round holes. Goodness gracious.
That doesn't excite you then, Chris Wilder?
Chris Wilder does not fit in my hole.
I'm glad you've cleared that up.
Would you seriously, Jack?
No, not long term, but I would like to.
Oh, so actually you're admitting that you would chop and go for Chris now, would you?
No, I'm just saying what I would quite like. You know that game when we played Sheffield United and they beat us at Carrow? I think it was 2-1.
No,
and he just went punching at the...
Yeah, and then he also started giving us shit as well.
Yeah, I kind of want that.
No, I don't.
He could be our bell end.
Yeah.
That's what's beautiful about Chris Wilder.
I think Norwich are a bit nastier this season.
Are we?
Yeah, but give them the chance. Ozan Kabak's not taking any shit. Mattias Norman is going to start fights with every other player.
Yeah,
including our own.
I liked it when Grant Hanley got a little bit rowdy at the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
That was good.
Anyway, let's move on before we get cancelled for wanting Sam Allardyce in or something like that.
Joel Spillman. Hi, Joel. Hope you're well, mate.
Second name of the week.
Yeah.
Spillman.
How hopeful are you genuinely feeling for the rest of the season? He wants our genuine thoughts here. Does your heart really believe we can stay up? If so, what three teams do you see finishing below us?
Yeah, better question. That's relatively optimistic at the end, I think.
These are, well, yeah.
I think he's playing us into murky waters.
Okay, so let's go with three teams
that could be worse than us. Definitely Burnley.
Correct.
Awful.
Yes. They're definitely finishing above us now.
And the Burnley fans are going to clip this up. Apart from Burnley, I'm struggling.
See,
tumbleweed.
Before the season,
Watford?
I maybe thought Palace. They look quite good.
Palace are a solid unit. Yeah. They're going nowhere.
And Newcastle are always in the mix, but St Maximin.
But is it time for Newcastle? They're doing a bit of a Sunderland, aren't they? They've been flirting with relegation for a long time. I just
look at that team and I think there's a sprinkle of quality in there. I think just enough.
A sprinkle? I'd say a splash.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Maximum's Maximum? Yeah. Is that his name?
Saint Maximum, yeah.
Maximum. Mate,
he's got maximum quality.
What a player.
So Newcastle are also better than us.
I'm struggling.
Southampton.
Well, they'll be fine. Solid unit. They'll get results. They'll get draws.
This isn't what I want you to say.
I'm sorry, but I can't look.
Leeds,
mate. A lot of people want Leeds to go down.
I don't think they've. Oh yeah, they have 1-1 going.
Do you know? But can I tell you something else that makes me really annoyed about Brentford?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Which defender?
Pontus Jansson.
Yeah. Correct.
He's doing brilliantly, isn't he? I told you he was a
know.
quality A player. I told you. He looked good in our defence.
Oh, no.
Under Chris Wilder.
To answer your question, at the moment, we are definitely in the 3 worst teams in the Premier League.
Watford.
Well, they beat us comfortably.
Leicester.
Come on.
Well,
Mate,
that's
it.
Wolves.
It's going to be a long season.
So you're saying we're going down then?
No, I'm not.
Well, it
saying
sounds
that.
like you
just saying
you
it's gonna
found
be
one
fun.
team worse than us.
It's going to be a fight to the end.
Joel, sorry, no optimism from us there. Canary Watch. Hello, Canary Watch.
Great name on Twitter.
What do you think's missing for us? Does it feel like there's just a lack of fight? If so, where do you think the root of the issue is? And if you were in a position of power at the club, we are, what would you do about it?
What would you do about it? What would you do? If you were Stuart Webber and you rock up to the office tomorrow and you had to make 3... Sorry, I'm completely ignoring the question. And you had to make 3 key decisions. You're only allowed to make 3 decisions, big decisions in one day. What would those 3 decisions be? And be careful, because if one of them is involving Lucas Roop, then I would suggest that you don't say it.
Can I do anything?
You can make 3 big decisions that would change the fortune of our season.
Okay. Changing the beer supplier in the Barclay.
Oh, mate, that would make a huge difference.
That would.
The beer
Fans would be so happy.
The beer is absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
What's going on with the beer in the Barclay?
Changing that.
And by the way, people will say, "Oh, that's the least of our worries."
Get the fans back on board.
That's a big worry.
Get the fans back on board.
Honestly, I don't think the Barclay have been singing as much because of that flat Budweiser.
And warm.
Get Lakens in.
What else am I doing? I'm saying to Daniel, I've just tweaked your contract and I've put a bonus in there.
Every time you play Zolis and...
Every time you play a 4-2-3-1, you get paid extra.
Yeah, I like that.
Another change.
Yeah, good decision.
Third change is this.
Is this going to ruin us forever?
I am meeting with the President of the United States of America and I am paying, on a commission basis, all Americans to become fans of Norwich City because of Josh Sargent. A whole country behind Norwich City. Stuart Webber.
Oh, for money to then sign loads of players in January.
Yes.
Like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got there eventually.
And we've just got a whole packed out Carrow Road
full of
for a
Yanks.
couple of games going, USA to Josh Sargent. I think that's good. I think that is what Sargent needs.
Sargent's getting a backing. Anyway, go back to the question because we completely ignored it. I think we kind of...
If you're in a position of power,
there you go.
what would you... We did.
We're changing the beer. We're changing the beer supplier.
Yeah. To Lakens.
We're giving Farker a bonus every time he plays a positive formation that can go and attack games.
And the people at home may be saying, well, I think it's risky if like CEOs start to get involved with on the pitch things.
Yeah.
Wrong. We are right here. We should be getting involved.
What would I do? I need to see us in a good position come Christmas. Everyone wants to be in a good position at Christmas time.
So how do you do that then?
Win games of football. By the way, I'm so sorry to the people that watch this. We're so out of practice doing this podcasting
Win games
thing.
of football.
Win games of football.
Okay, so that's what you do. You win games of football.
No, I'm just hinting at the fact that Daniel needs to win some games of football by Christmas.
Okay, good. That's his Christmas present.
Yeah.
Finn Bassett, my starting 11 for the rest of the season. 4-2-3-1.
Oh, is this Finn?
Do you agree?
Is this Finn? Oh, yes, Finn.
Finn. Krul in goal.
Yeah, obviously.
Max Aarons.
Yeah.
Ozan Kabak.
Max Aarons leaving in January. Saying it now. Just letting you know.
Where's all this pessimism come from?
Just saying it.
Really?
Yeah, can't see him staying. Yeah, I just can't see him staying. I'm sorry.
So
maybe that's why we signed Brandon.
Play on the right.
My phone's ringing. Is that the Premier League? It is actually ringing though. That's my dad. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. I'm not answering you.
Grant Hanley.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams.
Okay.
Do you agree?
No, I don't.
Well, tell me when you don't agree.
Oh, sorry.
You can't just keep going,
I'm just listening to Finn's team.
Pierre
rather than being
Lemalou.
Rude.
Pierre Lemalou.
What did you just call him there? Pierre Lemalou.
Pierre Lemalou.
Yeah.
Mattias Norman.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's gone rogue here. Josh Sargent.
Yeah.
Okay. Campbell, Rashica, Pookie. So no Jollis, no Yanulis, no Gibson,
Yeah, I disagree with
no
that team.
Gilmore.
I disagree with that team.
So who are you playing?
But thank you, Finn. It's good that you
Who are
your
you
opinion
playing
in the
then?
room. I had it in my notes of the day. So
Right.
for the Brighton
Goal.
game,
Let's go through it. Krul in goal. Aaron, what formation?
do you stick with the same formation for Brighton, bearing in mind how good they've been?
No.
Or you're changing it.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1.
Okay, so let's say 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
It's not going
This
to
is
be
where-
that, is it?
This is where.
This is where you put 12 players in a game.
Okay, 4-2-3-1 for Brighton. We're in
Yeah.
agreement there. Tim Krul in goal. We're in agreement there.
Yeah.
Out left, we're in agreement. Giannoulis.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Next to him, ready?
Yeah.
Grant Hanley.
Yes.
Yeah, I just can't. My problem is I like Ben too much to drop him.
Well,
But Ozan, but you can't drop Ozan after his.
you would be a
performance.
rubbish manager.
I know, but that's why I'm a fan and not a manager.
Come on, let's just act like you're the manager.
Right, okay. Kabak and Hanley are getting the nod.
Yeah.
For Burnley.
Yeah.
For Burnley. For
Brighton.
For Brighton. That's why I think he'll stick with the same formation. By the way. Anyway,
Max Aarons.
out on the right hand side.
Hang on, where are you going here? You're dropping Max?
I don't know.
Whoa.
I just think Max needs a break.
Oh, wow.
I know people. You had a go at me for that last time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was good against Burnley.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to see. I want Max to be at his best again.
So who are we playing there?
He's
Brandon
not
Williams?
been at his best. Yeah.
Okay. Midfield 2. Mattias Norman.
We're starting Max.
Okay.
We're starting Max.
Right, we're starting Max.
Max is
Yeah, you
a
had a
very
bit-
good footballer.
You had a strange...
He's had a bit of a wobble, but the team have been poor.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Max.
Norman.
Correct. 100%.
Leymelu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That
No
feels
Kenny,
good
no
to me.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
Rashica.
Yeah.
Cantwell.
Yeah.
Jollis?
Definitely.
Pookie.
No.
Ah, Sargent.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy with that.
Honestly, it's never going to happen.
I'm happy with that.
Pookie will always start. And by the way, I'm not slandering Timmy Pookie.
No.
Again, I just think it's not quite worked with Pookie yet this season, and we should try something different.
Okay.
Josh played very well when he started against Bournemouth in the Cup. And I
Right.
want to see more of that.
Well, there we go. I think we brought some we attempted to bring some positivity.
We are
there.
going to get absolutely ruined for some of the stuff we've said on this podcast, but there you go. Welcome to TNC.
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Yeah.
I'm always happy. Life's
Good.
too short not to be, mate.
Good. Even with Norwich.
Even with Norwich.
Challenges you,
Perspective. We're always in the... Look, at the end of the day, we're in the Premier League.
Mm.
There's a whole division in between us and you-know-who.
Mm.
I mean, that's a pretty good thing to hold on to.
Yeah, absolutely. More than a division.
Yeah.
They're struggling.
Is
Right.
Cambridge still above them, by the way?
I would have thought so. Would have thought so.
That's bad news.
So are
isn't it?
Peterborough by a long way.
Well, I'm not surprised.
They're in a
Peter-
different league.
Oh, class.
Right. Let's call it a day.
Yeah,
Any last
let's.
leaving questions?
No, but a statement
Oh.
to the Norwich City fans.
Wow.
Brighton is definitely as big as the Watford game, meaning
Bigger.
we need noise. Come prepared to lose your voice. Sing, sing, sing. Let it. What's that Travis song? Sing, 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 sing. Do you know that song?
Yeah, I know it. You butchered it, but
For
I know
the
it.
love you bring, won't need a thing. That could be a song. Here we go.
Oh, it's a song,
Let
yeah.
me sing. I can't-
Sing, sing, sing.
I just can't really put a player into it. Anyway, please, make some bloody noise because the boys are going to need it. Let's
I
back
can't
them.
wait to get Norwich back. Even losing, I cannot stand international break. We've literally just had one.
Yeah, they're awful, aren't
What
they?
are we doing this time?
Oh, here's another statement.
Oh.
Here's another statement because it's been hot topic this week yet again.
Okay.
I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to give them that attention. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. There is a platform out there right now that's spouting shite continuously about our football club. Don't engage with them. Don't respond to them. Don't quote retweet it because every time you do it, you just keep feeding it over and over again. Ignore them. Mute them. Block them. Move on. We know they're chatting shite. They're just trying to get your attention. Do the right thing. Ignore them.
Good. Thanks to Lakens, as always, for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah.
You can get 20% off all of their glorious beer and a T-shirt if you want to look all cool and fashionable like myself.
And by the way, you're going to need a lot of Lakens to get through this season. Let me tell you that now.
Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.